that you see in movies such as The Rock and Pearl Harbor. Well, those special effects are all being created, guys, using large-scale mechanical as well as physical effects. The action is then filmed as a carefully planned sequence of events, and John would love today. Now we happen to be in pre-production of our own epic adventure entitled Harbor Attack, and we're going to be using some of those same special effects that award-winning director Michael Bay uses in his blockbuster films. Now, what pre-production means, guys, is that we are in our test and adjust phase. We're going to make sure that each and every one of our special effects is in working order. So in Pasteurize everyone will be ready for. Now, Charlie's put together quite a show. Make some noise if you want to see some special effects. Nice. Let's get with some water cannons. Now, those are pressurized up to 100 pounds per square inch. We're also going to have some bullets. Those are perfect. We're time to match the visual as well as the pattern of the sound effects. And last but not least, and certainly the most fun as far as we're concerned, is fire. But it must be ignited at the precise moment. Because it does take a little bit of time to reset those charges. But no one concerned, guys, on any movies that is the care and the safety of the cast and crew. Again, while we are in pre-production. Now, normally we would be filming 2 scenes with 4 actors. Our first being our mechanic. Now, that scene will take place on our PT boat underneath the water lining in our engine room. But for the ease of filming, we're not going to ask our actor to swim to location. It's too cold for that. We've spared no expense here at Walt Disney World and built their own personal private engine room. Now, our mechanic will be wearing quite the designer outfit and will be sitting in this very blue and uncomfortable chair. And when we say action, they pick up the phone because they're calling it captain. They're a little concerned, a little worried, I know, a little frightened. And we should be. But they're a little bit of all and they're ready. And when we say, oh, a little bit of water here at the special effects water tank, and what that means to Charlie is 1,000 gallons of ice cold, freezing water coming out of those dump tanks down that chute, slamming into our core, and we suspect to go cannon. Now here's the best part as far as I'm concerned, guys. We take our actors from people just like you. After seeing that scene, raise your hand if you'd like to sit in that picture. Oh my friends. Are you sure? I can make that happen. Yes? Yeah, high five. Let's make that happen. It's way too cold, my friend. Way too cold. That's not going to happen today. Our second scene's going to take place on our PT boat. We've got 3 actors there. 1 very brave captain, 2 wild and wacky deckhands. And when we say action, Captain's going to pick up those binoculars, scan the beautiful Florida sky. Now we're looking for the enemy that do not exist. And we're using binoculars that do not work. Now that deck, they're just cleaning, scrubbing, taking care of things, typical days. Try to steer us out of the chaos of the man. And here's what they're on. They're scared, they're stuck, they're frightened. Torpedo, and that's what happened while Lauren suspected a cannon. It's just when you thought to sleep. It's just when you thought you would relax. I don't think so. This is the finale, guys. What we've been waiting for. The Henry is back here. Nice job, Charlie. Fire and water. And did you turn off the torpedoes? No. We're going to come to the splash zone right there, back right there. That was close. That was close, Charlie. Oh, my friends. Did y'all have a good time? Do y'all want to see it again? That's not going to happen. Thank you. I appreciate your enthusiasm. The fun is going to continue, guys. Everybody turn to the left, head down that ramp, through the broadcast board and show us what it's part of our tour. On behalf of Charlie and myself, to
built for his Burbank studio in 1939. Our Florida tower stands a lucky 13 stories high, and we added our own creative touch, a giant set of Mickey Mouse ears. If you wanted to wear those ears, you'd have to have a hat size of 342 3/8. Up ahead, after the next bend in the road, you'll have a perfect opportunity to take a picture of this famous icon. In the world of entertainment, every project starts with a screenplay and a lot of creative ideas. A production studio is where the ideas of writers, producers, and directors are transformed into an on-screen reality. Within these huge spaces, filmmakers can literally create their own worlds. Our Florida sound stages are soundproof, weatherproof, and most importantly, air-conditioned. All vitally important for the cast, crew, and equipment. Many of the crafts needed for filmmaking are located right here on the lot. On the left, we have our own greens department. It grows flowers, trees, shrubs, and topiaries. A few well-placed plants can cover up empty spots in the set and add a touch of natural beauty to a scene. On the right are two of the aircraft from the 2001 blockbuster hit Pearl Harbor. These exact full-scale replicas of P-40 fighters were used in the special effect fight sequences. Of course, many of the planes you saw flying through the aerial battles or sitting on the ground weren't real at all. They were created entirely within a computer. Oh, keep your cameras focused to the right. We're coming up on that perfect angle of the Eiffel Tower I told you about. It's a true masterpiece. We're entering one of our most glamorous and colorful departments, creative costuming. Every star has to have just the right wardrobe, and it all begins here with a designer's sketch. Our team of designers, seamstresses, and tailors can turn 1.5 million yards of fabric into over 25,000 costumes every year. Many of these costumes will become part of the shows and attractions of the Walt Disney World Resort. In fact, here in Florida, we have the largest working wardrobe department in the world. Why, Mickey Mouse alone has over 175 different outfits to choose from, while Minnie Mouse keeps more than 200 unique costumes in her wardrobe. On the left are costumes worn by the stars in recent studio productions. You'll probably recognize some of those costumes from the big screen. Every story needs a setting, and our design staff can create just about any place a script calls for, from an urban city street to a remote desert canyon. On the left is our scenic shop where large-scale sets and props are built. Our team of set designers, carpenters, artists, and engineers has created caves and caverns, game show sets, even replicas of the U.S. Supreme Court and NASA's Mission Control, all on our sound stages. The shop also provides sets and props for our shows and parades here at Walt Disney World. The same skill and craftsmanship that goes into a movie set can also be used to create magic for our parks. Either way, it's all about making dreams come true. Now we're entering a zone we call the Boneyard. It's an outdoor storage area for oversized props and vehicles. Cars, trucks, boats, planes, we often save these props in case we need them for future productions. In this backlot collection, you may find real working vehicles, non-working mock-ups, and even large-scale miniatures used in special effects shots. Large-scale models create a more convincing illusion on camera. We even place small cutout passengers in the windows of the plane. We're now passing by the sets for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. On the left, you may catch a glimpse of the Mediterranean fishing village that sets the stage for this thrilling attraction. We'll get a closer look at it soon, but for now, we're approaching one of the largest standing sets on our back lot. It's over on the right. It may not look like much from this angle, but it's pretty spectacular on the other side. This is great, folks. The production crew has just given us clearance to enter the set.
Hello, Backlot Tour. I'm Amy, a production coordinator here at the studios. I can see your shuttle heading toward our canyon set. I've given your driver permission to come in and take a look around. I'm up here with our effects crew, and we're getting ready to shoot a test sequence. Oh, on the way in, you're going to be crossing a wooden bridge, and things may get a little bumpy, so please, hold on to your belongings, especially hats, cameras, and glasses, and keep an eye on any small children at your party. And of course, please remain seated at all times. Welcome to the set. As you can see, we brought the bare, dry deserts of Southern California to green, typically humid Central Florida. This set is based on real locations that our production designer took pictures of. Our set crew spent about 6 months building the canyon, but we've used it for a number of TV shows and specials over the years. For our upcoming production, the script called for a tanker truck. We found this one in our boneyard, but it was too big to drive into place. So we picked it up with a crane and set it down here. We're up on the overhead platforms, and I see our director has arrived. As soon as the rain effect is ready, we'll begin the sequence. This sudden shower is really just a special effect. We rigged up a series of water nozzles just above your tram. The water sprays in a crisscross pattern to create a sense of depth, but this storm only covers the first few feet of the set. Real water, about 70,000 gallons of it, dumped from overhead tanks. Oh, but don't worry, we recycle. All of that water will be pumped right back up to the top for the next take. We shoot some of the water through air cannons for an extra dynamic effect. Those air cannons are powerful enough to shoot a basketball over the top of a skyscraper the size of the Empire State Building. To top it off, our shuttle was sitting on hydraulic shaker tables. They provided the shaking, rattling, and rolling sensations for the scene. The entire sequence can be reset in 3.5 minutes. That's just enough time to bring in the next shuttle. Well, I've got to get ready for our next take. Thank you all for being part of the action. Hey, I'm needed back on the set, so enjoy the rest of your tour.
Okay, well thanks, Amy, for giving us access to the set. On the right, we have an authentic piece of Disney history. That Gulfstream 1 was known at airports across the country as November 234 Mickey Mouse, but we just call it the Mouse. In 1964, Walt Disney and his hand-picked team used this plane to scout locations for what he called the Florida Project. Soon, they secretly began purchasing acres of land, which became the Walt Disney World Resort in 1971. During the creation of the resort and later Epcot, the Mouse shuttled studio executives and Imagineers between Burbank and Orlando, the most executive aircraft in the country. Appropriately, the Mouse retired here in 1992. As Walt used to say, it was all started by a mouse.
For your safety, please remain completely seated at all times.
All right.
All clear.
we've passed the magnificent Mediterranean village of our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. This high-octane attraction is based on the hit show from the Walt Disney Studios Park in France. In this action-packed production, you'll feel like you're right there on the set during the filming of a spy thriller. Custom-built cars, motorcycles, even jet skis. You'll experience the split-second timing, coordinated driving, and fiery special effects that make action movies a real blast. The staging area to our right is known as Acceleration Alley. Here, the custom-built stunt show vehicles rev their engines up to 70 miles an hour before making their high-speed entrances onto the stage for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. Of course, these are professional stunt drivers. We hope you'll enjoy their daring driving skills, but please, don't try them yourself. On the left, we've reached our second boneyard with more historic props and vehicles. When we reuse older props in a new production, they're often refitted with custom parts and given a whole new color scheme. You might not even recognize them the next time you see them on screen. For instance, coming up is our friend Herbie the Love Bug. He went through a special demolition derby makeover. Those dents and dings were added on purpose, but he can be polished up as good as new for his next starring role. Of the building. They are just false fronts or facades. In the movie business, set builders only create what the camera can see. It's an old movie trick dating all the way back to the silent era. To add to the sense of realism and avoid the cost of set building, many of today's television shows and movies film on location in cities and towns across the U.S. But out in the real world, you've got to contend with noise, traffic, crowds, and various visual elements that may or may not belong in your film. Here on the backlot, we can avoid these problems because we created our very own flexible urban environment. Our Streets of America facades can stand in for a small town or a giant metropolis. As we come around the last corner on our route, you'll see the skyline of New York City in the distance. It's really a series of painted flats, expertly designed to fool the eye and the camera. We can dress and decorate these streets to look like any city we want, from Chicago to San Francisco. Depending on the choice of vehicles, props, and costumes, we can even turn back the clock and set our story in a different time. And what's more, these sets are built with Florida weather in mind. They're made to withstand 100-mile-an-hour winds. You're welcome to visit our Streets of America anytime during your visit today and get an up-close look at the skills of our set designers and builders.
many years, and you know what? The most important thing I learned right from the beginning was to hire the best stunt team you could find, and we've done that. Would you guys give a big warm welcome to our lead stunt coordinator, Mr. Ray Edie?
Thanks, everybody. How you doing? Good luck today. Good time.
Very nice. So tell our guests what it is that a stunt coordinator does.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my job is to choreograph all the action you see here on the film set. And to make sure the director, of course, gets all the shots that he needs. The most important part of my job is to make sure it's all done safely.
That's great. It looks like a lot of fun, but safety is our #1 priority.
These guys make it easy, truly, but the truth is, it takes a lot of planning to get it right and stay safe. Now, speaking of that, I do have a shot coming up. You mind if I get out of here?
Go ahead, sir.
Hey, True.
Hey, we have some playback. You want to check it out?
Did I see playback video assist on cameras 1 through 4?
All right, let's go to camera 1 through 4, I think maybe.
I should mention, folks, when you see these black and white images up on the screen today, what you're actually seeing is a video preview of what my film camera sees, and we call that video assist. It helps us to preview what we've shot before we have that film developed, just so there are no surprises in the editing room. There's a shot from that camera truck I was on, and check out these low angles. My DP, or my director of photography, likes to do these low angles because it gives the illusion that these cars are moving a lot faster than they really are. But they really are zooming across our set. That's looking fantastic. Hey, Drew, can I see those ramp shots, please?
Yeah, let's bring up the ramp shots. All angles for Tom, please.
Now, I know this looks like a lot of chaos, but we actually will plan out each and every one of these shots the day before. We'll sketch them out on a storyboard. Trudy is my storyboard artist, actually. Trudy had a great idea yesterday.
I do?
Yeah, I love that idea of the hand with a gun out the window. Did we get that shot this afternoon?
I believe we did.
Is there really? There it is right there. Fantastic. Now, I always wanted to ride inside, and we get to do that with a dash cam right here. Check it out. We get to ride up and over that ramp as a villain car pursues our hero. Another nice low angle. Hey, you know, really cool. Can you swing camera 4 and freeze it in frame?
All right, let's get to the drone camera 4 preset, please.
Beautiful. Now, Ray, that right there is a very, very special car, isn't it?
It sure is. In fact, that hero car, that was in fact designed specifically for our film set. It does have 4 forward gears like any other car, but this car also has 4 gears in reverse, which allows the driver to really accelerate across the set no matter which way they're facing. I'll tell you something else. You can see right here this transparent view. You can see where the engine is. It's that blue section behind the driver. So you put the engine there. That keeps all the weight of the vehicle right in the middle. That gives the driver better balance of the vehicle. It also gives the ability to spin more quickly. Of course, that provides better maneuverability on these tight turns.
Yeah, speaking of tight, it's not a luxury ride.
No, there it goes. Hey, if you have a second, I'll bring him out here. You have time for that?
Awesome idea. Let's do it.
Great. Should we help you out?
Yeah, let's get the hero out to the set, please.
Alrighty, one of the finest drivers in the business, very lucky to have on our set. It's our hero car driver, Mr. Kyle Butler. That's right, man. That's good stuff. Really exciting to see what you have there. Really amazing things. You got 180s, 360s, kind of 540, right? Yeah, 1.5 times what this really is like. Hey, but the most amazing part of that whole scene is that backwards jump, right? Tell us how you pull that off. Any tips on how that works? Drift around the corner, okay. And you got lost. You just ended up going backwards. You just have no idea how it happened. That's not true. That's not true at all. Folks, once you get to the movie, the secret, this unique one-of-a-kind car actually has a twin.
Aaron Sue, to the set, please. Come on out.
Good story. Alright, I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. You know how dangerous it is to drive a car in reverse at really high speeds. But I'll tell you what. Jumping a car backwards is incredibly dangerous. In fact, that's so dangerous, we couldn't even do it here. So instead, we built a duplicate hero car, identical to our first one in every single detail except for one thing. In this car, the hero faces out the back.
Hey, check it out. We even created a reverse stuntman, so it looks like he is facing forward. Would you guys give a big round of applause and say hello to the talented Mr. Chase?
Now, y'all might be wondering how we pulled up a car switch in the middle of the tape without actually seeing it happen. Trey, do you have any footage on that for me?
Yeah, let's go show the backstage footage, please.
See what we got up there. Hey, there we go. There's our hero car driving the back part of our set in reverse. Now, look at the top part of the screen there. You can see the reverse hero car. He's waiting in position to take over.
Yeah, just like two runners in a relay race passing the baton. Once the first car disappears, the reverse car, driven by the talented Chase, picks up without missing a beat.
Exactly right. Nice guys to get out of here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Looking good. Okay, you're headed back.
We're gonna take this next shot.
All right, and actually, folks, my producer's telling me that it is going to take us just a few minutes to get ready for this next sequence. But while you're waiting, he's put together a little video tribute to one of the most beloved cars of all time.
Oh, that's right, Tom.
Yeah, he really is the greatest race car
greatest.
in movie history.
A legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. We will be right back. Would you guys sit back and relax and enjoy the car of the living legend, Lightning McQueen? Roll it in.
Mayor, where are you?
Right up there, buddy.
What are we doing here?
There's an enemy spy with a secret weapon. And you've got to stop.
Come on, seriously, an enemy spy with a secret weapon? Hey, look, it's an enemy spy car. Whoa, an enemy spy car?
That's him. Get her down. Trace him through the center tunnel. I'm gonna set me a booby trap and destroy your secret weapon.
Hey, you! I got you in my headlights, pal.
You'll never catch me, McQueen.
I am speed. Lightning! I got you now. That's what you think.
Looks like that bad guy got struck by lightning.
Ka-chow!
Hey, y'all, give it up for Lightning McQueen. You done good, buddy.
Well, it helps that I made such a good choice.
What?
And my best friend.
I'll see you back to play later, buddy.
Race you there!
Right, yeah, come. See you later.
Ka-chow, Judy, ka-chow. I think he said Judy. I mean, I might have found that, but yeah, I heard ka-chow. Did you not see him? Why are you guys looking at me like that?
No, we did not see. No, Ray and I did not see Lightning McQueen. We saw our red hero.
Yes.
Getting ready for the next sequence.
Right,
We
really
did
fast.
not see Lightning McQueen. As awesome as that would be, we did not see
Okay.
Lightning McQueen. Are you okay? Okay, you know what? We gotta get this sequence moving. You know, the camera truck is on its way. I'm gonna go ahead and get on that camera truck and let you go ahead and set up this next sequence. And Dave's camera right there. Get a nice close-up, Dave. She loves close-ups. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's what's going on. Our hero is still being pursued, but he's having a really tough time because he has to get around market cars and all the trucks that are out on our set. So, thanks to Ray, we'll be doing some pretty tricky stuff down here. Our hero, he's going to be driving backwards and spinning around. A lot of action in this scene for our hero. So, a lot of challenges. It's going to be some pretty tricky stuff. I think that you'll enjoy it. Good stuff.
Yep, it's gonna be awesome, and that was a beautiful setup, Tree. That was awesome. Now what's happening right now, folks, is Ray, our stunt coordinator, is in contact with everybody that is in this next sequence, making sure that everything is set. How are your drivers doing, Ray?
We're all ready to go whenever you are.
All right, let's go ahead and make some magic, please. Roll it and slate it.
Rolling buckets, you can say take one mark.
All right, all the cars like countdown. There's action in 3, 2, 1.
Action! Andy. Now, when I first took a look at the script and it called for our hero car to jump over not one, but two market trucks, land behind a flower mart, and then spin up against a stone wall, I said, Ray, how in the world are we going to do that? He said, no problem, boss. I'm going to build you one-of-a-kind, ginormous airbag. Just beautifully catches our car right there, and as soon as it hits, it deflates. Now, you're probably wondering how in the world did we program that? The sides are made out of Velcro. So as soon as that car hits it, the air is expelled, and you will never know. How we're going to get rid of that in the final footage is what we call the magic of editing.
Exactly right. That's right. I'm glad you said that. That reminds me of something I think is very important here. I'm sure you all figured out on your own just how dangerous these stunts look really good on the big screen there. But tell you what, how dangerous these stunts are. You should never try this kind of stuff on your own. It's very dangerous. And one of the reasons why what makes it so dangerous is that we do have a lot of safety equipment that you can't even see because of our camera angles and editing there. Yeah.
That's right. Check it out. These guys are coming right at us.
Yeah.
You know, they're still sitting up, Ray. Why don't we go ahead and do that pickup shot I was talking about? Would you go get me a car and a driver, sir?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Now we're doing great.
I got my cars all set, but I just put my driver's on break. Sorry, I thought we had a little time of downtime. Right?
You don't have a driver?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, people. Didn't you get the memo? I'm trying to make a movie.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. You know what? No problem. I'll recast the driver. Go get the car. Trudy, what's your 20?
I'm open to bids.
I need to recast a driver. You feel like turning into a casting director
Sure,
for me?
yeah.
You know what I'm looking for is somebody that is raising their hand nice and polite right now that wants to help me make my movie. I need some help, folks. Anybody want to help me make my movie? Drive one of these vehicles. Raise your hand. You know what would be really funny, Trudy? If you could find me a kid that's got remote control experience that's jumping up and down and screaming at the top of their lungs.
Texarkana, give it up for Gunner!
All right, Gunner.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna say.
All right.
Can you find the line?
Okay.
Woo, I really appreciate you helping me out today. You're gonna keep me on schedule. That's awesome, right? This is your big magic moment right now. Let's go ahead and roll some footage.
Let's roll the clip, please.
Check it out. Our hero's being chased by the bad guys, and he needs his car, so he uses his remote control watch to call it over. He jumps in and gets away. That's the little bit I need, is the car zooming without anybody driving it. You're gonna be the driver.
Okay.
Is that so awesome? Okay, cool. Hey, I recast a driver. His name is Gunner.
All right, Gunner, I like that name too. That's fantastic, like a stunt guy name. I love it. This is actually a full-size remote control car, and Gunner, you're going to drive it. There's not remote control right there. I'm going to show you how it works. Let's take a look inside the vehicle. You see what I'm talking about. Third version of our hero car so far. All right, now on the left-hand side we have a lever. This controls the steering. Turn the wheels to the left and back to the right. And this button right here in the middle controls the throttle, just like this. Yeah, love that. Now, the other lever, this right side one, makes it move forward and backward. So it does work just like a toy store remote control car. Of course, it's a lot bigger and a lot more expensive too, but besides that, it's the same kind of thing. So just to be safe here, I think I'm going to turn the power down.
Oh, really?
And keep it nice and slow. Just a little less experience than my guys, so just to be safe.
Oh, okay.
Keep it nice and slow. Thanks a lot, Tom.
All right, no problem, Ray. Okay, see you later. That was Ray. Awesome. Okay, you know what? I'm going to hang this right on the edge here, Gunner, for you. And have you ever played with remote control cars before?
Yes.
Awesome. Good. There's one little hurdle. Did it happen to be a one-of-a-kind $100,000 movie car?
No.
No, I'm sure that's going to be just fine because we got to get this shot at the can. And you pay real close attention to this rehearsal we're going to go through one time, okay? Does that sound good? All right. Trudy's going to take you through a rehearsal.
I have faith in you.
Yeah.
Okay? We believe in you, Gunner. All right, so put your finger right at the top of that lever right there. Go ahead and push that forward and watch the car. Here you go. Look, you have done this before. Very nice. Very nice. Go ahead and let go. That's how you bring the car to a stop. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Put your finger right at the top. This time, pull it back. That'll take the car in reverse. Okay? How cool is this? Pretty cool?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's take that over to the bridge over there. And then bring it to a stop. Remember what to do? Okay, right there.
Beautiful.
Excellent reversal.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, you've done this before. This is going to be fantastic. Now, you probably noticed The cars in my movie go a lot faster than that. Yeah. You know what? He turned it down. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back up. So the next time you move that forward, that car is going to zoom. Are you ready? Let's stand by in 3, 2, 1, action! There we go. Okay, good. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Can you bring it back up? Bring it back. Bring it back. There you go. Very good. That's a good rate. Bring it forward. A little spin. Steer it a little bit. What's that? Grab a little help. Did you notice? There is a very talented driver on the side of that car. Would you guys welcome Mr. James Cheek? He's up. Well, that was awesome. Hey, Governor, you helped show our audience that there's more than one way to do a special effect like that. And for your help today, we have got this really cool certificate for you. Our crew's going to give that to you when you go back up to your seat. We appreciate your help, and you are a wrap today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right.
Alright, folks, we're shooting this as we often do in the movies, out of sequence, so we can do some of the more complex stunts near the end of the day. And that's what we're doing now, and I need your help. Can you help me find my stunt coordinator, Ray? Anybody see Ray? Pointing upwards, Ray.
Yeah.
Well,
I am top of the building here. You can see me up here waving at you on your right-hand side. You know, one of the great things about being a stunt guy is that your job changes every single day. One day I'll double the hero. The next day I'll come into work, I'll be doubling a bad guy. That's what I'm doing today. Today's a bad guy day, and I'm going to be shooting at the hero down there on the ground. Now, because I'm playing a bad guy in the scene, and you kids want to guess how I'm going to get down? Jump! Yes, jump! Exactly right. See the pad down there? And because I am about 40 feet high, I'll be traveling close to 30 miles an hour when I fall on that pad. So I can tell them.
sounds good.
Alright.
Alright, make it look real, please. Alright. If you're a fan of our hero driver, Mr. Kyle Butler, would you welcome him back to set with a big round of applause? Kyle Butler, everybody! Awesome driver today. Alright, the scene takes place, like I said, at the beginning of the movie. Keep your eye on the guy in the gray jacket. He's got that top secret envelope. Now, Kyle, I need to go from 1 to 2. 2 is inside that photo shot right there. Now, we reverse this. I'm hoping we can get this in the can in one take. Oh, and there will be some motorcycles zooming out here and zooming out there. Bullets, make sure you don't get hit. Make it look real. How we doing, Trudy?
We're ready.
All right, let's go ahead and roll it and slay it, please.
Rolling motorcycle chase sequence 3, 2, 1, mark.
In my countdown, in 3, 2, 1, action!
Randy Bonet, right there. And our couple of birds was just moving to love hearts for you right there, Mr. Corey Abbott.
All right, Corey.
Right.
Nice high fall, Mr. Rankin.
Thank you.
Really good. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Could I see playback on that sequence, please?
Let's roll the bird sequence, please. Thank you.
All right, we shoot this many different angles with several different cameras for a very good reason.
Oh yeah, well, the last thing we want to do is have these guys shoot for something like this more than one time. It's just too dangerous.
Yeah, check it out. Right before Anthony drops that bike, he is taking one last gulp of air because he is holding his breath the entire time that this stunt is being shot. Holding his breath while the flames are going. There's no oxygen inside there, and I want to get as much footage as I possibly can. That's looking fantastic, Ray. Yes.
Good stuff.
That is going to look great with the final footage. Folks, if we've got time later on, before the end of our day, hopefully I'm going to be able to show you how this stuff fits together in the final footage. That's looking great. Awesome. Beautiful. Sometimes we like to slow it down, and that takes more footage. And you're looking for what signal from your stunt performer right there?
Oh, good old thumbs up means I'm doing all right.
That's fantastic.
There it is.
All right, now that sequence actually only took, what, 20 seconds to shoot, but the prep on that takes a lot longer, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, probably 30 or 40 minutes of setup time just for a few seconds of footage.
Wow.
Now the reason it takes so long is he has to wear 5 different layers of protective gear. You see the big screen up here. The first one's a dry layer of material called Nomex. It's a fire retardant material. On top of that, he wears
Together a video rough cut, so you can see how all the footage we've been shooting over the last couple of days, combining with the stunts you guys watched us shoot today, including that one Mr. Gunner helped us out with, so you can see how it all fits together chronologically. Now, after that footage rolls, you guys are going to want to have your cameras ready because this last and final stunt is going to get hot. All right, Andy, we are ready. Let's roll it.
proudly presents our spectacular festival pageant of nighttime magic and imagination in thousands of sparkling lights and electro-synthomagnetic musical sounds. The Main Street Electrical Parade.
hear what my dragon said? You folks want to see a trick? You know dragons can disappear? You have to help me though. When I count to 3, everyone has to shout razzle dazzle. And then Elliot will disappear. Are you ready? Are you ready, baby? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Razzle dazzle! Ta-da! Good job, boy. You can come back now. Hey, where's all the applause?
Yes. On the top left corner on the right-hand side, those are copies. They're not related to zebras though. They're actually the only relatives to giraffes due to their bone structures. Those white storks on the left-hand side with the orange faces and yellow bills are yellow-billed storks. They like to eat all sorts of small creatures, including fish, frogs, snakes, and small birds. Also, those okapis can run 35 miles per hour, and they actually weren't even discovered until 1901 by the Westerners of Africa. Watering holes like this one are important gathering places. It's where we can find more rare species. There's a black rhino laying against the wall straight ahead on the left-hand side. And if you look up there on the right, there is a brown animal with white stripes. That's a bongo. Bongos are very shy and very hardly ever seen, so we refer to them as ghosts of the forest. A male black rhino can weigh all the way up to 3,000 pounds, and they can charge up to 35 miles per hour. If you look up there on the right-hand side, there's a baby saddle-billed stork in that nest. The mother up there. Those are one of the tallest storks in Africa. A male can stand all the way up to 5 feet tall. There's a few more bongos hiding up there on the right. Bongos. Those are the ghosts of the forest. See another bongo over there on the left. And it's kind of hard to see, but there are tan antelopes over there on the left by those trees with white stripes. They're called greater kudus. They're very shy. They're the second tallest antelopes on the reserve. They can stand up to 5 feet tall and weigh up to 750 pounds. So someone said they wanted to see hippos, so we're going to be heading over to Safi River now. The Safi River is home to the most dangerous animals in Africa, which are the hippos and the crocodiles. So we do have to make sure we stay seated through here. Oh, the hippos are actually out of the water right now. We got lucky. They can't really stop in this area, so make sure you guys get a quick picture. I'll go very slowly. Up ahead on the right. When a hippo is born, a baby calf can weigh about 85 pounds. When they grow up, they can weigh all the way up to 5,000 pounds. So they are amongst the largest animals in Africa. There's a few more underwater over there on the left. For safety, please make sure that child in the yellow shirt is seated. Those large white birds on the left are pink-backed pelicans. They're named pink-back for the color they get during mating season. Also, hippos are nocturnal, so they sleep during the day and they're awake at nighttime. And even though they are underwater, they can only hold their breaths for about 5 to 8 minutes long. They can scoop up to 120 pounds of grass a night. Look at those on the left. Those very large mouths of theirs. As we cross this rickety old bridge, it's very important that everyone stays seated, including children, because you are sure to see some Nile crocodiles over there on your left-hand side. And these crocodiles have enough power in their super strong jaws to crush the bones of their prey. They can actually outtake prey much larger than themselves, like zebras and wildebeest. One of them has their mouth open. They do that to release body heat and cool themselves off. But they always look hungry to me, so we shouldn't stay here for much longer. Anyone know how fast they can run? They can run 8 miles per hour on land. They can stay underwater for 2 hours long if they're inactive. Also, they can grow 18 to 20 feet and weigh all the way up to 2,000 pounds, so they're a lot larger than the American alligator. And it does look like we're getting close to the savannah now. See a completely different place compared to different animals. The upside-looking tree on the right is called the baobab tree. Those trees can survive long periods of drought by storing water in their trunks. part of the whole reserve. If your favorite animal is a giraffe, it'll definitely be your favorite part too. There's a giraffe crossing the road, just crossed it. Oh, look at those brown animals on the right. Those are sable antelopes. The sable antelope is the official emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The darkest one is the most dominant one. It can be either a male or a female. Oh, God, I missed it a little bit. Up there on the left, there's a tan antelope laying up there. It's a Patterson eland. The eland is the largest antelope on the reserve. A male can stand all the way up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weigh all the way up to 2,000 pounds. And there actually is 2 different types of giraffes on the reserve. That first one there on the right that's walking away from us is a Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffes have irregular patterns on their coats and they're more lace-edged than the other type of giraffe, which is a reticulated giraffe. You can see those ones in just a bit. The gray animals eating the grass on the right are white-bearded wildebeest. They're one of the largest migrating currents left on Earth. They're also known as news for the sound they make. Those small animals over there on the left are springboks. They can spring from 10 to 11.5 feet high in the air. They do that when they get really scared or really excited. And they can weigh up to 100 pounds. That brown animal that's looking towards this direction over there on the right with the small horns is a water buck. They have very smelly, greasy coat for waterproofing because they dive into waters to escape from predators. Wow, look at those horns on the right. Those are called Ankole cattle. Stop up here for a few seconds. Anyone want to guess how long their horns can grow? 16 feet. They grow 6 feet long and 20 inches in circumference at the base. And even though their horns look heavy, it's actually like a honeycomb-like structure inside. And blood vessels circulate through their horns and into their bodies like a cooling system for a very hot day like this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny they try and scratch themselves with their horns. The savanna was actually created by the animals that live here. The elephants push down the trees to eat the leaves at the top, and giraffes eat the undersides of the trees to let sunlight into the savanna. The antelopes mow down the tall grasses, and little nibblers like gazelles and warthogs down the hedges. As a balanced ecosystem, everyone has plenty of food to eat here in the savanna. There's a lot of giraffes left ahead. Make sure those cameras are ready. Everybody see those tall cones of earth on the ground? Those are termite mounds. Elephants like to use those termite mounds as scratching posts. Once they're worn down, the antelopes use them as a lookout for any predators hiding in the tall grasses like lions. So all these giraffes on the right are also Maasai giraffes with those irregular patterns on their coats. Now when a giraffe is born, a baby can stand about 6 feet tall. When they grow up, they can stand 18 to 20 feet tall, so they are the tallest animals in Africa. Anyone want to guess how much sleep they need a day?
20 hours.
30 minutes. Yeah, very close. They only need about 30 minutes of sleep a day. And they eat about 16 to 20 hours all day long. Another one right here on the right. Alright, we're gonna head over to Monkey Point next, so make sure those cameras are ready because these monkeys can get really hyper sometimes. We get the name Monkey Point from a troop of mandrills. Mandrills usually like to hang out up there on the left. anybody can find one. They have blue and red noses on their faces, which actually make them the most colorful monkeys in Africa. They're pretty shy monkeys too, so it's kind of hard to find them sometimes. But they are also the largest monkeys in Africa as well. A male mandrill can weigh all the way up to 100 pounds, while females weigh only up to 30 pounds. There they are, walking against the wall up ahead on the left. That very large one that's there, he has the most bright blue and red nose on his face, which means he is the most dominant mandrill of the troop. His nose lets the females know that he's around and lets the other males know who is boss. You see the back legs of an elephant over there on the right. We're going to go to elephant country now, so we'll see those a lot better. Go very slowly through this bridge. It's very old. Oh wow! Oh no! Oh, everybody hang on. We're almost there. Oh, we made it. How couldn't have without everybody? No worries. It's pretty scary. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Oh, look at the tusk marks in the clay on the right. And the footprints on the ground are huge. It tells us that we should be entering a herd of elephants. Can't really stop in this area. I'll go very slowly. I'm going to stop for the next ones up ahead. And the more we learn about these wild animals, the better we're able to protect them. The scientists here on the reserve are studying their vocal communications to help us better understand how they interact and what they need to survive. We see a baby elephant up ahead. I think there's two of them up there. Let me see if I can turn up this radio station. It usually likes to work around this area. There are two babies there. I'll stop here for a few seconds. The youngest one is about a year old. The other one's about 2 years old. The elephants flap their ears to cool themselves off, and they throw dirt, mud, and water on their backs and on their sides as a natural sunblock to protect themselves from the sun and parasites. Their skin is very sensitive. They can weigh more than 13,000 pounds, so they are the largest animals in Africa. Also, a female's pregnancy can last up to 22 months, almost 2 years. Very long time for them. And sadly, one of the greatest threats to the elephants are the humans. Their tusks are made of ivory, which is a major target for the poachers, the illegal hunters. Oh, look at the flamingos! They came to visit our watering holes today. These are actually called greater flamingos. They're the lightest pink of all flamingo species. When flamingos are born, they're actually the color gray. They get their pink color from their diets that contain keratin like shrimp. Anyone know why they stand on one leg when they rest? Yeah, me neither. There's no proven fact for it yet. It looks like rhinos were rolling in that mud earlier on the left. Hopefully we get to find one out here. Oh, look over there on the right. There are some white rhinos laying over there. Those are called white rhinos because their name comes from the Afrikaans word weit. It means wide, referring to their wide, broad mouths. And they can weigh all the way up to 5,000 pounds, so they're much larger than black rhinos. I believe I see a cheetah sleeping up there on the left-hand side, laying in the grass. just picked up his head a little bit. He's laying right in front of those leaves that are on the ground up there.
Oh, I see him.
And cheetahs can run all the way up to 60 miles per hour for several hundreds of yards. So they are the fastest land animals in Africa. They're also the only one of the large cats that do their hunting during the daytime. Other large cats like lions usually do their hunting at night. And that's because cheetahs have a better sense of sight than smell when they go hunting. That animal right there on the right-hand side, the horn curved backwards, is a scimitar horned oryx. They're named after scimitar swords from the Middle East. There's 2 more cheetahs up there on the left.
See him over there, Josh?
No, they're very well fed. Oh, we see a lion out here. It's all the way up there on the left on those rocks. See if we can stop in front of him. Maybe we'll get a better look at his face. The lions can remain inactive for about 18 to 20 hours in a day. And they're also nocturnal. The female lioness do most of the hunting and the pride. The male lion usually gets fed first. You want to make sure he stays alive since he is the big protector of the pride. Those brown and white small animals up ahead on the back there on the right are bounty box. They're almost extinct in the wild and can only really be found in reserves like this one. Wow, look at that. Stop up here for a few seconds. And the male lions grow black hair as they get older. He doesn't have any black hair and his mane is not fully grown. He's only about 4 years old. Anyone know how to say lion in Swahili?
Simba.
Simba, that's right. So Simba means lion. Oh, look, there's warthog piglets with their mother out here. Over there on the left. The warthogs create those burrows that are on the ground. They're actually the largest mammals to create burrows. And surprisingly, they can run up to 35 miles per hour, which is good to escape from lions. Lions also run up to 35 miles per hour. Look at the ostrich eggs down there on the left-hand side. Look how close these rhinos are. Each one of those eggs weigh about 3 pounds. Oh, there's the ostrich up ahead on the right. So even though ostriches have wings, they cannot fly because they are too heavy. They can weigh all the way up to 350 pounds. But they can run all the way up to 40 miles per hour, which is really fast for a bird. There's a few white animals out here with spiral horns. These are called addax. The addax can survive almost their whole lives without drinking water. They survive from the moisture of the food that they eat. Oh, but this does mean we have reached the end of our track. This tub's went by pretty fast. I'm going to drop you guys off at the nearest warden post, and the Harambe village will be just a short walk from there. If you want to see any more animals, you should definitely head over to the Kayagani Forest Exploration Trail. You can see silverback gorillas over there that are usually awake at this time. You can actually find those gorillas on your way out as you exit the ride on the right-hand side of that hill. Also, there is naked mole rats, more monkeys, okapis, lots of birds. There's an underwater viewing area of the hippos. And there's meerkats over there. They're always fun to watch. If you'd like to pet animals, there is a petting zoo over at Rikiki's Planet Watch. It's only a 5-minute train ride to get there. You know, it actually takes you backstage of Animal Kingdom, so maybe you'll see some of the animals in their barns. And when you get there, you can also see the food preparation for the animals and the animal vet hospital. Sometimes for having surgery or just the way it would be pretty cool to see. And Rafiki likes to hang out over there as too.